Start recording. Hey YouTube, it is that time again where I just start making videos and then I promptly disappear again from the internet. So I'm back again to basically talk about CARNO and of course the new CARNO changes, and what this is every single mention of CARNO in every single dev blog with a little bit of assumption making and questioning into what the devs want CARNO to be. Idea of the upper limit of what CARNO is supposed to be fighting, which used to be somewhere around 1,350 kilograms what a CARNO should be fighting. And at 1,400 kilograms is when you can comfortably start to take on a CARNO. And then this threshold, what CARNO is able to fight, is then decreased as they change the knockdown threshold slightly, which then puts it under the 1,350. These two numbers are based on the dev blog where they were talking about how CARNO was given a plus 25% threshold for what it can knock down and stun, which therefore allowed it to basically have priority over CARNO's charge. So therefore, if we then do the inverse with the CARNO, we then get this number here, which is actually pretty accurate to what the devs seem to be wanting CARNO to be fighting. And then of course the number gets decreased, because then by the time we get to around here, we then have Serado's going to be introduced sometime after this update here. Devs said that the Tenno has been set up to go one-on-one with the CARNO, as long as it is able to use its crowd control against the CARNO, implying that if the CARNO can outmaneuver the Tenno, the CARNO can win the exchange. The idea that Paki was designed from the start to break the CARNO's leg and dip, not kill it. Obviously funny with the Paki that we got. Basically, using the dev blog, I was able to basically put a picture together of what the devs wanted CARNO to be. And from the very, very start, what the devs wanted CARNO to be was a dinosaur that was less about chasing behind someone and biting them, but instead using your charge to catch up to them and either hit them or zone them, such that you're able to then, your next charge is then more likely to land. We have a CARNO that is such that it was made to grow in the time where it reaches sub, in the time that raptors reach full adult. And over time, they ended up nerfing the charge, putting stamina costs onto the charge, going from 10% activation cost to a 20-second cooldown, then a 10-second cooldown with the most recent charge thing we got. And they never really have made it work, because the idea of what the devs want isn't necessarily the ambush CARNO, but is instead, I chase you around in the plains and hit you. Basically a more pursuit CARNO. The issue with the pursuit CARNO is that there are so many ways to deal with pursuit CARNO, but there aren't that many ways to deal with ambush CARNO. Therefore, the reason why ambush CARNO became such a popular playstyle was because why should I bother basically chasing after you in such a way where your ability to deal with me chasing with you is very, very simple, and you can get into the forest where I cannot get you, when I could just ambush, knock you over and kill you. Of course, the issue then became that the devs made the knockdown for CARNO harder to get, yet to be 52 meters away. We can start to piece together a picture, and hopefully you guys have been reading some of this when I've been talking, so you guys can basically see my theory here. I am not approaching this CARNO rework idea with the concept, I just want CARNO to be bigger and really, really strong. No, I'm trying to make a CARNO that actually fixes some of the issues that we're having with CARNO. I kind of want to make this video to kind of push people away from the idea of like, oh, the devs just hate CARNO, the devs don't want to listen to CARNO players. But no. The changes that the devs have actually made make sense. When you picture the whole picture of CARNO, it makes sense. I just think that what they're trying to make for CARNO isn't going to work. So therefore, we can go after the issues of CARNO. These are the old horde test stats and the new horde test stats. Then we have the old CARNO stats for the similar sort of things. So we have the fact that CARNO being smaller makes it harder to land bites, as a model is smaller and needs to get even closer, which gives its prey more time to dodge. You may be thinking that maybe like what, half a meter change in its distance is not that big of a deal. But when you couple this with the speed decrease, it actually gives you a lot of time to escape a bite CARNO. The CARNO is trying to bite you. Therefore, this pushes the CARNO to have to use its charge to catch up to you. The issue is, if you are smart, point 2, you can make it such that the charge hits your tail. You're taking 60% decreased damage of 125. So you're taking basically like 70-ish damage. It's not that much. You can basically tank 5 of those as a raptor and just be scot-free. So it basically then means that running away from the CARNO is very, very reliable, which therefore means you want to ambush more. The issue with the ambush is that you can hear the CARNO coming very, very close by. But there you go, that thing. Decreasing the CARNO's weight means that its footprints are quieter. So this could be a reason to make the ambush better, but it's still not that good. So CARNO also gets rinsed by smaller animals, far faster than previously. Galley packing raptor can very quickly burst the CARNO down. After this little segment, I will actually make a very, very big note on Galley. I was surprised during the horde test that nobody went in as Galley, because Galley is ridiculously strong.
S'échappe toujours un jour quand je râle dans la nuit, je suis seule sous mes glisses. Je t'aime quand il pleut, tu es la nôtre de mes vœux. Je t'embrasse dans mes rêves et je t'aime au bout des lèvres. Je déteste le combien pour te voir bouge de leur rêve. Dans la nuit tu me regardes sur les nuages, je divague. Avec toi je suis roi, je suis roi, toi je suis roi, toi je suis roi. Aime-moi dans la neige, aime-moi sous le soleil. Aime-moi la peau beige dans les fleurs de vermeil. Aime-moi dans la neige, aime-moi sous le soleil. Aime-moi la peau beige dans les fleurs de vermeil. Je suis un garçon de la nuit, moi je laisse tomber les filles. Je n'aime que tes barésies qui dans mes pensées grésillent. Je suis un garçon de la nuit, moi je laisse tomber les filles. Je n'aime que tes barésies qui dans mes pensées grésillent. Aime-moi dans la neige, aime-moi sous le soleil, aime-moi la peau beige dans les fleurs de vermeil, aime-moi dans la neige, aime-moi sous le soleil, aime-moi la peau beige dans les fleurs de vermeil.
So we have Sarah as a major detriment to the Carno, and the defense of Sarah is likely to win the 1 versus 1. Very, very true. Spam charge is both unfun to use, which is debatable. This is one of Jay's points. And deal with high damage spam charge is busted OP. This I do agree with. I quite liked the playstyle of drift, charge, mainly because it allowed you to very, very quickly get back into the action. However, you know, it's missing something. I'm going to get into that. Therefore, the devs nerfed the damage big time, which makes charge basically useless. Yeah, you're basically forced to bite. But if you're biting, you're moving slower. So you give your opponent basically time to basically just to hold Shift W, effectively, and just run away. Furthermore, making Carno's health lower actually goes against some of the ideas that the devs had for Carno. For example, they wanted Carno to be more susceptible to bleed. Carno is more susceptible to bleed implies that the method of dealing with Carnos is bleed. The reason why you'd want to have a Carno of 1,800 health has the health to tank the damage, but it's the bleed that's going to kill it. But this idea effectively is, after talking to Bird and after talking to Hypernova, to QA members, and basically trying to come up with an idea that we think might actually work quite nicely, such that I could then present that idea to you guys and make that idea something in the community. Just that we as a community, instead of just crying about Carno, we can actually put forth an interesting kind of idea that is not based around, you know, moralism or fun or whatever, but is instead, this is what the devs wanted for Carno. We can actually make this a reality with these simple changes. So, you guys can read that. And I'll now move on to a bigger explanation, which deviates slightly from this, but same sort of idea. So you have Ambush Carno. Simple as that. You make Carno 1,800 kilograms again, you can keep the bite force of 150 and keep its movement the same, but you bring back Carno acceleration. You then make the Carno charge quieter, and Carno charge does not use stamina unless it misses the target, and there's a 10% stamina penalty for doing so. Instead of having to use 10% stamina to activate the charge, it is when you miss the charge that you lose 10% stamina. You can either make the knockdown such that anything under 1,000 kilograms when fully grown knocks it down. I don't know why I repeat that 3 times, sorry about that. And this of course will scale with growth. So a Carno half its size would therefore knock down things half of 1,000, so 500. Basically meaning that anything under 1 ton, if a Carno charges it, it gets knocked down. And then the Carno can bite it. Or what you do is that you make it so that the CC or crowd control for Carno's charge appears faster, such that it can knock down raptors at basically point blank range. Dinos will take a few seconds, Serrano will be maybe like 8 seconds, and Tenno will be around 12 seconds. This gives the larger animals time to avoid being knocked down. Carno charge is cancelled by Tenno kicks and tail slams. You keep the fact that Carno will keep its ability to not be pounced while charging, and the Carno charge will therefore be dealing 150 damage. The whack idea for Carno would be to make the Carno charge apply bleed, where it does the 150 damage, but it does like a shit ton of bleed. So basically you hit the raptor with, therefore 2 charge hits on the raptor's body will cause the raptor to bleed out if it keeps running, therefore meaning that basically you pursue the dinosaur down by bleeding it out with charge. So that's a completely separate idea, but it also could work. It fulfills that same idea. That's the main thing really. It's just, I'm trying to get this basically everything stated very, very quickly. But that's the base idea for the Carno. If you want to summarize it, you basically take Jay's idea, and if you like the idea of the damage multiplier and knockdown targets, you can keep that part and exit that part. So basically, if everyone who likes this idea goes into general feedback and say, look, you can buff Carno back up to 1,800 kilograms, such that bleeding the Carno is the viable strategy to kill it for smaller creatures, and it has the health to basically tank the damage, but it's the bleed that's going to kill it. Effectively, because the bleed is the weakness of Carno, it cuts Carno's offensive prowess more and more and more, the more and more bleed it has. Because the more it runs, the more it bleeds, you see. So that's the very, very important part. The very, very important thing that it is that weight size that it was. Making it smaller just means that dinosaurs like Paki, which the devs have said they do not want Paki to solo Carno. At a 1,300 kilogram Carno, a Paki could solo that Carno. Obviously, the Carno could just run. But the Carno is also meant to be hunting the Paki. So it hunts the Paki, it gets leg broken, and then the Paki breaks its head, so it does even less damage, and it just mauls it to death. You see. So it needs to have that health. And then of course you have the fact that you buff its speed back up. If the devs want to, you could give it the acceleration curve of 3 seconds. This means that while this Carno can spam charge, and those charges will knock you down if you're a Raptor and a Dino very, very quickly, because of the acceleration, it means that if you can juke it, you 1, get the reward of the Carno losing stamina, and 2, the Carno now has that acceleration for 3 seconds until it can reach you again. And then it can then get to that acceleration, then charge, and to catch up to you again. So it fulfills both roles. You have this plains pursuit chasing Carno, and this ambush Carno, and it's rewarding to hit the Carno charge. And there are ways to deal with this Carno with different playstyles. You can either A, try and go to the forest, you can B, try to waste the stamina in the plains, depends on how confident you are. But this Carno can also be hunted as well. That's the main thing. So that's mainly it. That's the main point. I don't really feel like going any further than that. So that's about it. Have a good one, guys. Do not lose hope of Carno. We can make it better. We just need to be smart as a community. Instead of having arguments which are just, oh, herdy-der, I hate that Carno got nerfed. Gandhi hates Carno, yada yada. No. Just see things from the dev's perspective. It's very, very easy to do that. You just read the fucking dev blogs. Right? You just get a Word document and you just write down everything that they said about a certain dinosaur in the dev blog, and you can paint a picture of how that dinosaur has changed over time. Then you can work out why it was changed and why each change was made. Very, very simple. So hopefully we can actually push Carno to be a really, really fun dinosaur again. Everyone can enjoy playing as and playing against. That's all from me. Good luck, guys. Stay strong out there. And if you want me to do other videos like this for the other playables in the roster, just let me know in the comments and I will do so. I'm more than happy to. I have one for Galley coming up eventually, so yeah. Goodbye. Yeah, cool. So I'm recording it now. Cool. So we had an entire plan to leave the fucking gore here.
Oh, he's standing still right now. Go, 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 go. Quick. Just run. He's still standing.
I think Boy just gave up.
Oh, headshot. Missed the heat.
Oh, bro, actually got a fucking almost by basic tail shot.
Leave him to me.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he's one shot. I actually should have just bit him there. Let's get his fucking lungs out. Let's go, boys. Give me your fucking... Our organ harvesting operation is working as intended. Give me your... The plan works. The plan works. It's like 5 fucking minutes that we just spent sitting in that bush waiting. Just waiting for a fucking Serrato to be like... Because there's bones.